Hello world! On the conflict situation of Stefano Papa, Ken Yaman, Sara Bluma, Stefano revealed many things as to his side of the story, saying to us, "On April 20, I made a bank transfer of 3,000 as a deposit to the private school in Koh Samui, Thailand, where our family was supposed to move today. Sara and Tristan had decided to start a new life. We had found the house and were anxiously waiting. At least I thought I would make this dream come true. On May 27, Sara left for work, as often happened, from the house where we lived together, asking me for advice on what clothes to wear for her show, which had closed like all her shows, thanks to my help, my investment, and my sacrifices. Yes, because every time Sara left for work, I stay at home with our son, and this happened for 7 to 8 days maybe. More a year all on weekends when I theory I also work and invoice in one evening with one of my clubs. What I invoice in a year, but it was me on dream and his moment, and that's how a family makes sacrifices, and so we got used to his absence spending days, uncle. She would disappear for a long time, unjustified, and most of the caused by her excessive lifestyle and abuse of alcohol and which often led her to be unable to understand even the few contacts she had. And her will was always very altered. She often fell by herself. For example, while Tristan and I were in Rome, she fell under the influence of alcohol, destroying herself, which was fixed at the expense upon her return by a plastic surgeon, just as I paid for all the operations she had done on her breast, nose, etc. But there are many episodes in which, in front of countless witnesses, she fell alone because of her conditions. Sara and I are not legally married because we are waiting for a clearance from the Algerian state of which she is a citizen, but we celebrated a figurative right while waiting for the documents in front of our families, including grandparents and cousins from Algeria. On May 27, we were living together. We lived together. That she gone to Ibiza without work, reasons, and had cut off contact with me. Tristan blocking me to party, as many numerous friends from Chetaken testify on May 27. She therefore left for Berlin after choosing her clothes with her, but during those 3 days, she was cold and distant. When then, the last day, June 1, she said she would stay one day. We're talking about an unlikely flight change to Vienna that raised suspicions in me, and I understand that something is wrong. She comes back on the 2nd and tells me that she met another person who is confused. I tell her that we are family despite the pain and the torment and the sufferings in. I intend to meet again with this person, and within 2 days we moves, leaving me alone with my son, and for 2 days he fall out of my sentence from June 4. He will not return home except on a couple of brief occasions. If he takes away his clothes, and on one of these occasions he steal my phone by changing the password of my Instagram. In the meantime, school is still open and I try to pretend nothing has happened. As in all previous years, I pick him up and take him to school to his activities, and after a few days of absence of the mother to fill a void, I give him a puppy. She does not give me any information about the person she is living with until the day of my birthday, June 6. I see her in Mr. Yaman's jeep under my villa. I recognized him only on the occasion and realized that he was in my club the week before, since he had posted the photo where while I was out for a wedding of a mutual friend of ours. I asked to avoid bringing him near my house and in my clubs where she still worked as a DJ, but only in Naples with him at an evening organized by the sanctuary. Obviously, they are not allowed to enter the club, and from there, The working relationship is also interrupted then. For almost 2 months, nothing. Even 2 or 3 days went by without him calling my son most of the time, even for days, my number. She was coming out on the red carpet and in the newspaper with the utmost naturalness, and so I find myself in Naples with the heat of June having to deal with betrayal and abandonment, and my son alone while I saw the photos of his birthday and the most intimate moments of my private life splash across every social network, but I stand strong and square. I carry on. I lean on my lawyer and I try to always do the right thing. I lean on my friends, my sister, my son, my work. However, while I am on holiday with Tristan and other family friends, I am overwhelmed by a post in which a story of violence and madness is told that defames my name, my history, my image, just to clean up before August, but since I have unavoidable commitments, I offer to pay her a fortune with the swimming pool in the city, any hotel as long as the little one has a carefree week of holidays, but she says that she wants to take him to Mr. Yaman's house, that he will not be at home and that he will not meet the child, and that she absolutely will not post photos of the son to exploit him. With her followers, not even 24-hour pass, and I find out that Yaman is there with them. I send the police to refute his presence, and the next morning she published a photo with my son with his face uncovered and Mr. Yaman, as well as one with my son in the tub with her naked, obviously taken by the Turkish actor. I understand that I made a mistake once again in thinking that she was acting in child's best interest. I have confirmation of this when the little one tells me he spent the whole week at home, only going out to do the shopping and watching TV all day. Not the cartoons he watches, he used to watching Sandokan, the soap opera in which Yaman stars. My attempt to sensitize Mr. Yaman on that occasion, to introduce himself formally and to give me the necessary explanation as to why he thought he could be with my son against my ulcers and the law, was in vain. But the actor without a script is often lost and doesn't know how to play the role of a man in real life. So I got to pick up my son with 7 of me, 2 thuggish bodyguard, and the mother are waiting for me at the appointment. I take Tristan, the gardener in Sardinia, despite his unavoidable commitments, and I arrange for 2 babysitters, dog, etc., as I had done in the last 2 months with all the necessary costs, while she goes back to her Turkish holiday and make people talk about her for her burst. She makes an impression on the stage, and now here we are. This is the side of the story of Stefano. On the side and story of Sara and Ken, verbally they didn't give their side. What they just give are posting stories on their social media account of what they are both doing. On this conflict situation of Stefano, Sara and Ken, hoping they will all find the peace and the love that they are all looking for. As to the end of the day, what is best are their happiness, especially for Tristan. Happy weekend everyone! Always like, comment, share, and subscribe on my channel. Thank you!